Hello, everyone, and a very, very good evening, and a very warm welcome to a very, very special broadcast. This is the launch of our 2025 programme, and in particular, Joseph Haydn's Harmoniemesse, an incredible work of absolute beauty that is not anywhere near as well known as it should be, and we're going to do what we can about that, not just over the next hour, but over the next 8 weeks, as we at Choir of the Earth embark upon a rather ambitious course to learn and then record this beautiful work, Haydn's last work, the last piece he composed and completed. It's an absolute belter. You're going to love it. We've got lots of announcements at the start of the broadcast tonight as well, not to mention huge amounts of beautiful music as we share with you the world premieres of our custom recordings produced for us, as always, by the incomparable Richard Gowers on organ and the incredible Fieri Consort. So welcome, everyone. Hope you're looking forward to this. Just let me check that the sound is working. Can you hear this? Sounds good to me. And this?
Gloria in excelsis.
Wonderful. And this?
Credo in ordinum Deum.
Epi last week in one of the Mahler rehearsals when I played these tracks said it's like reading a book by your favourite author that you've never heard. And this is very much the case. I know some of you out there are going, but I know the Harmoniemesse. The vast majority of people won't know this piece, and so it is going to be, I confidently predict, an utter delight to spend time in the company of the great Papa Haydn, whose music always raises a smile, and particularly as this was his last work. I'm getting ahead of myself, but let's just say this really is a very special course. I'm so glad you're here for the launch. Whether you're sticking around to learn it with us, whether you're just dropping in, you are so welcome. If you are just dropping in, do consider being part of this recording. It's not performed anywhere near as often as it should be. And the end result, the recording that we're going to produce this year, I can guarantee you is going to sound incredible. But let me welcome everyone who is here live and watching later on. And those of you who are here live this evening, hello to all of you. Fabulous turnout, as I would expect for a launch of this magnitude. And so I'm going to take a deep breath and say hello to everyone who's watching live and chatting away. But of course, many more will be watching and not chatting. Hello to all of you, particularly to Helene, who I know loves this piece. Hello Adele, hello Adrian, hello Alison, hello Andrew, hello Angie, hello Annie, hello Carol, hello Nikki in the booth looking after all of you. Hello Claire, hello Dave, hello Jill, hello David, hello Deborah, hello Denise, hello Dorothy, hello Liz, hello Ellen, hello Emma, hello Fiona, hello Jeffrey watching later on down under, who I know will be asleep at the moment, but I hope you enjoy this when you get to it in the morning. Hello Gillian, hello Glennis, hello Gloria, hello Heather, hello Epi, hello Jackie, hello Jane, hello Jenny, hello Jennifer, hello Jennifer, hello Jenny, hello Jill, hello Johnny, hello Viv, hello Joyce, hello Judy, hello Julie, hello Kareth, hello Kathy, hello Katri, hello Kitty, hello Linda, hello Lisa, hello Liz, hello Lucy, hello Linda, hello Mark, hello Marie, hello Mary, hello Mike, hello Fiona, hello Mike, hello, oh my goodness, it's moving really quite quickly now, hello Nicola, hello Patricia, hello Paul, hello Nancy, hello Philomena, hello Richard, hello Justy, hello Ruth, hello Sheila, hello Sean, hello Sue Ellen, hello Susanna, hello Suzanne, hello Ulla, hello Valerie, hello Vanessa, hello Victensian, hello Vic, hello Wayne, hello to all of you, hello Anya, hello Breda. It's just so wonderful to have all of you with us this evening. If I've missed you off the list, that's down to YouTube not catching up quickly enough, but I'm sure. Hello Gloria, I'm sure Glennis is here as well. Hello to all of you. Well, look, we need to get started. As it is 5 p.m. here in the UK, and I've got some announcements to make at the start of this launch, and then we're going to be getting on and enjoying a whole load of lovely music by the great Papa Haydn. So here we go, full screen everyone, and welcome to the first launch of 2025 for Choir of the Earth. This is a spectacular piece, part of our ongoing 6 late masses series. Started last year with the beautiful Nelson Mass, more on that in a moment, but this is Haydn's Harmoniemesse. I'm going to tell you quite a lot more about it as we go through, not just tonight, but throughout the course, and so much beautiful music awaits us over the next 2 months. But first, if you would allow me, I've got a few quick announcements to make. So let's put the slides up on screen. As I was just saying, we are embarking upon the Harmoniemesse, but it's important at this moment to reflect on an amazing achievement, which is we've reached the peak of Mount Marla, everyone, having been working since November on teaching every single note of Mahler's Symphony of a Thousand. We completed the teaching last week. Obviously, there's a lot of work still to be done, but it's worth taking a moment to say, well done. Huge thanks to all of you, whether you have recorded one thing, whether you've not recorded anything, whether you've recorded dozens of tracks, whether you were part of this course or not, just we made it. And so we've commissioned from our one and only Mark Cease a series of badges that you, if you haven't received yet, you will be receiving soon. These are badges that you can print out. They will arrive as a PDF, so you can cut them out, wear them with pride, and they say, keep calm and Mahler on. I survived the entire Mahler 8, and I climbed Mount Mahler. I'm not sure that I can say I survived the entire Mahler 8. I just about made it on my hands and knees by the end, but what an experience. Thank you to all of you. And remember, regarding the Mahler, well, it's an experience rather than a complete package. So we are going to be collecting recordings from all of you from across both parts over the course of the coming months. We've got a brilliant revision week coming in February, all sorts of exciting things to come in that week, including a complete conductor cam sing through where you will be conducted by Edward Gardner for the full thing, as well as part 2. So we still have, there's a sort of, it's not a peak, it's like an extra little hillock at the top of Mount Marla, but it'll be, I think, huge fun to experience the work in its entirety. Recording for part 1 is now open, closes on the 28th of February, so you still have weeks and weeks and weeks to get us part 1. Now we're going to open submissions for part 2 on Monday, 17th of February. This is to make sure you've got plenty of time and space to learn and record part 1. And then we will close those submissions on the 18th of April. Now, of course, the engineers will then set to work mixing your voices with the hundreds and hundreds on stage at the Grieghallen in Bergen in Norway. And then we will put together the video. So there's still a fair few steps to go. We've reached the peak. We've got to come down again. But when we reach base camp and it's all mixed together, we will enjoy hugely the end product. So well done again, Mount Marla, summited. Congratulations. Now, that is only the first step in our choral program, and you can see here we've grayed it out because I think it's fair to say we've completed the teaching for it. We're in the process of just launching tonight of the Harmoniemesse. We've got an around sound coming very soon. That is it's called the texture of music. It's actually the elements of music, and this is going to combine all 8 different elements: harmony, rhythm, timbre, tempo. We're going to go through each and every element of music so that you can thrill, enthrall, or bore your friends with all of your amazing musical terminology and huge amounts, of course, linked to the music that we know and love. That is coming later this spring. The Quartet of Kyries. This is going to be a very special course comprising the Kyrie from the Missa Pape Marcelli by Palestrina, the Kyrie in D by Mozart, which is a standalone piece, but absolutely stunning. The Kyrie from Schubert's Mass in A flat, one of my favorite choral works, and then the Kyrie from Reinberger's Double Mass in E flat. Most of these pieces are not desperately well known out in the wider world, so we're going to very much enjoy learning and recording them, because I'm delighted and thrilled and honoured to announce that thanks to a very, very kind donation from one of our own to remain anonymous, we are going to be able to not just learn but record and mix all 4 of the Kyries, and huge thanks to our benefactor for allowing us to do that. Very, very exciting, and of course that will be starting in 2 months' time. We've then got summer school coming up there in May and June, and then we start our extraordinary Messiah for the World. More on that later on. So everyone, now of course, you're aware that we have a whole load of wonderful Choir of the Earth digital music, which you can buy and support our wonderful choir. Many of you have bought things like Quanta Qualia, Agnus Dei. These are all available for you to buy, but by popular request, we are launching today the Bach Magnificat as a digital download, and so you can go along to the shop right now and you can buy that. It is available, and you get all the movements in both MP3 and full quality WAVs, plus those a cappellas which we've only shared via YouTube, and those are just Choir of the Earth singing these beautiful Bach movements without the organ. I think a totally unique performance. It also includes the concert video in full HD, and so you can enjoy it anytime you like. You can load it onto your TV, onto your iPad, watch your wonderful video. So that is available in the shop right now, and do please consider buying it, because it all goes to help our wonderful choir. Now, Anna and I and a whole host of wonderful musicians are about to set sail with Lord Nelson, of course, and Haydn on our choral workshops for the Nelson Mass. Now, we've got 5 dates here in the UK, which we're really excited about. We will be setting off very, very soon for the Isle of Wight and Bath. That's under 4 weeks away. We've got Norwich, Manchester and Edinburgh in March. Do please, if you haven't booked, do consider coming to one or more of these events, because it will hugely help us. We've sold a good number of tickets for many of them. A couple of them could do with selling a few more. They'll all go ahead. There's a balanced choir at each venue and soloists and wonderful pianists. But if you can help us by not just booking to come along, but also helping us spread the word, because these events, well, they're fantastic, even if we've only got a small choir. But of course, the more people we have, the better for all of us. So we have flyers available, which will really help if you can help us get the word out to your choir, to your friends. So if you do think you can help us spread the word, whether it's on your social media, whether it is getting some leaflets and handing them out, getting some flyers, please contact Anna via communications@choiroftheearth.com, as we would really appreciate your help just on this last push to get as many places sold on these workshops, because they're going to be fantastic. And of course, it all culminates in our 3-night trip to Vienna and Eisenstadt later this year. It's coming up soon, and only 3 rooms remain. We have an incredible trip where we'll be going to Vienna, singing the Haydn Nelson Mass there, and then travelling to Esterhazy, to the Palace, to perform the Nelson Mass with a full professional orchestra, with professional soloists, yours truly conducting, Anna playing piano for us, and then playing the organ at the actual event. It's going to be phenomenal. Please come if you haven't already booked your place. We're getting there, folks. A couple more slides. Now, we've mentioned this, which is an incredible collection of vocal teaching videos. And of course, the Fieri Consort partner with us for the vast majority of our courses. They've been working with us for nearly 5 years. We absolutely love their voices. We'll be hearing them very shortly. And we have commissioned from them 2 collections of vocal teaching videos by your favourite fabulous Fieris. And so there's videos in there by Lucy Cox, by Josh Cooter, by Ben McKee, by Sarah Champion, talking directly to the camera, teaching you what they know about singing. And so that first collection is coming very, very soon, hopefully in the next week or so. And buying that is going to, again, help us make more videos like this. And there'll be a second book, as we're calling it, coming later this year. And we're also thrilled to announce, coming very, very soon to a choir near you, Choir of the Earth Associate Membership. And this is for anyone who loves Choir of the Earth but isn't able to be part of it at the moment for whatever reason. We've heard you. We understand that you want to be part of our community, that you want to be part of the news, that you want to have access to our upcoming Facebook group, which will be for Choir of the Earth members only. And so there will be an option to join in with this. It says $4.99 annually. That's not quite what it is. That's $4.99 per month billed annually, or $6.99 monthly. That will be a way that you can join and be part of our group. You get discounts to all of our events, to all of our anything that is discounted. You can be part of it. You get to be part of the Facebook group. You get access to our newsletter and more besides. So it's a way that people who are maybe not full members at the moment but would like to stay part of our choir, it's a way that you can support us and help us keep the choir going. Now, it's really important to note that this choir is nearly 5 years old. founded as it was at the end of March 2020, our 5th anniversary is going to be off the charts. Absolutely amazing. We have an exciting program, celebrations coming your way that are going to be public, and they're going to be absolutely fantastic, including, well, actually, I'm not going to spoil the surprise. There'll be more announcements coming soon, but there'll be a week of exciting programs and exciting events that we're going to put on to celebrate our 5th anniversary. So pop that week in the diary and we'll tell you more about it very soon. And then one last slide, absolutely thrilled to say that our proposed Summer School Live 2025, taking place in dear old Bristol town where I live, well, it's going ahead. And that's thanks to, Anna for putting the document all together, explaining that we're going to be singing Quanta Qualia, Indo Dana, Bridge Over Troubled Water, The Rose, Always Look on the Bright Side of Life, and more on stage at the internationally renowned St George's, Bristol. We're going to be performing in collaboration with the professional group, the Fieri Consort, and it's going to be taking place in the last weekend of June here in Bristol. Bookings will open soon, and I promise you it's going to be the most glorious event. It's a perfect time of year to visit Bristol. We've got a programme that includes learning, rehearsing, performing in multiple beautiful venues all around the city. There'll be a meal, there'll be all sorts included. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be an email coming to you very, very soon. Just delighted that it's happening. So there we are, everyone. Very, very exciting. Lots and lots of announcements. But the reason we're all here tonight, apart from to see each other, and hello if you've joined us tonight for the first time in a while, it's fabulous to see you, and welcome to Haydn's Harmoniemesse. Now, of course, last year we were learning the Nelson Mass, and you've heard, I'm sure, the final results of that in the form of our beautiful concert video, which you can find if you haven't heard on our channel. And we were so thrilled to learn Haydn's music, particularly at this time of year. And it's really important to note that this date today, Monday the 20th of January, is known around the world as Blue Monday, because it's that Monday after Christmas where everyone's just feeling a bit down. There is nothing like Haydn's music to raise the spirits. And so what is this Harmoniemesse about? What's it called? Why is it called that? And why did Haydn write it? Well, it's actually Haydn's last composition, the last piece that he completed. It was composed in 1802, and by this point, Haydn was an international celebrity. He'd visited London twice for substantial periods of time. His music was sold all around the world. He was a celebrated celebrity. He'd arrived back in Austria, actually quite a wealthy man, and he held with the Esterházys what was effectively an emeritus position. He was able to sit at the top table with the prince himself, and he was paid handsomely and was only required to produce one mass each year to celebrate the name day of the princess. But at this point, Haydn was over 70. He considered himself to be old, and he was in failing health, and composing a major choral work each year was somewhat taxing. And so this was his last work that he produced. He was no doubt glad to be freed of this obligation. It was performed for the first time on September the 8th of 1802 on the Princess' Name Day at a mass in her honour. And after this mass, the invited guests returned to the opulent surroundings of the Esterházy Palace for a dinner which offered scores of various dishes and wonderful fine wines. And there were rounds and rounds of toasts, including several to Haydn, punctuated by trumpets and drums in the gallery and the sound of cannons from outside the hall. And the evening concluded with a lavish ball. Now, this, of course, is Haydn, and this is a portrait that was painted of him about a year after this Harmoniemesse was premiered. And it's called the Harmoniemesse not because of the collocation of notes creating chords, but because of the unusually, I should say, large harmonie with an E on it, I-E instead of a Y. And this refers to the wind section in the orchestra. And this is an unusually large number of wind instruments written for. I think to celebrate the fact that after several masses where he'd had to write without the harmony, that the prince had seen sense and had employed a substantial number of wind players. So Haydn, I think, felt compelled to write his best mass for this occasion. And this piece has always been held in special esteem by musicians, composers, and others who know it, but it's never really enjoyed the popularity of the Nelson Mass or the Creation or even the Seasons, which date from the same period, which is a shame because this Mass has an enormous stylistic range. It's kind of a collection of everything that Haydn knew, all presented in one package, from fugues that look back to the glory days of the Baroque and the music of Handel and Bach, to music that comes straight out of the Enlightenment, or even that looks forward to early Romanticism, which was just on the cusp of developing. And all of it is blended beautifully through Haydn's humour and his charming musical personality. And emotionally, the work ends on a triumphant note, but it does take you through the entire gamut of emotions. Haydn scholar H.C. Robbins Landon said it begins with an enormous slow movement, a surging poco adagio which rolls on like some mighty river, as we'll hear shortly, and indeed we'll learn in our sectional rehearsals this week. In a very real sense, this work is the very, very last great classical work. And it's quite something to actually be able to point to a piece and say that was the end of an era, because everything that followed, particularly in the work of Beethoven, was to take this form and move it to the Romantic era, which was much more guided by emotions. So what we're going to hear is kind of the musical equivalent of Bach's Art of Fugue, of Bach's musical offering, you know, the end of the Baroque era. This is the end of the classical era, and it is stunning. So let's have a look at the structure. Hopefully you've all got your PDF scores. If you are just joining us for this evening, we do have scores, PDF scores included when you sign up for it, and we will be using our incredible technology which allows us to show the scores on screen, slow them down, speed them up, transpose them, loop things through, the same technology indeed that we used for the Bach Magnificat and recently for Mahler's Eighth. So we're going to be at the very, very cutting edge with this beautiful classical music. You can see here we've got a range of different movements, and we'll obviously be starting with the Kyrie, and then we're going to work our way through with the Gloria next week, the Credo the week after, the Sanctus, the Benedictus, and the Agnus Dei. We're going to spend 2 weeks on the Gloria and 2 weeks on the Credo, because although they are recorded in one large chunk, that's actually 12 minutes of music each. So we'll break them down into their various sections, which you can see here are clearly demarcated by their tempo markings. So everybody, really, really excited to present our first movements. And I would encourage you, I know some of you want to sing along, and you're very, very welcome to do a quick vocal warm-up and sing along with this, but I would quite like to just play these pieces through for you so that you get to hear the quality and the texture and the timbre of these beautiful pieces. Of course, because we're using organ, we're not going to get all of the colours of the full orchestra, but of course, the joy of the organ is it's so immediate and so together, and Richard Gowers is an astonishing player. We're genuinely honoured that he has taken time out of his busy international performing schedule to record for us. So everyone, I would like to begin at the beginning. This is going to be the movement that we look at this week, this great rolling Kyrie, which is, it has a really interesting opening actually, because the introduction of the choir is on an unusual chord at an unexpected moment. And this being Haydn, of course, you'll be familiar with his Surprise Symphony. He's always one for making people go, oh. It's not so much about making you jump and shock you, but it's more a case of he'll do the unexpected if that's what's required dramatically, and in this case it very much is. So if you're going to follow along, do please open up your PDF scores, open up your scores to the very, very first movement, and I'm thrilled to play for you the Kyrie from Haydn's Harmoniemesse, as performed by the Fieri Consort and Richard Gowers on the organ. Here we go. How about that? What a stunning, stunning piece of music, exquisitely performed for us. And, you know, for some of us, just to sit back and listen to a work of that beauty sung so beautifully, that alone is worth coming along to our broadcast. And then you consider that over the course of the next 8 weeks, we're going to be learning every single scrap, every note of that Harmoniemesse for chorus, I have to add, taught each part individually with an online score, and all of these voice parts sung louder when you need them. It's just exquisite, beautifully done. People are asking who the singers were there. Well, soprano was none other than Lucy Cox. The alto was, of course, Sarah Champion. It was Tom Kelly singing tenor, and the one and only Ben McKee singing bass. All of these Ronald Fieris, of course, have been recording singing lessons for us. So if you enjoyed their singing, you will shortly be able to learn what they know, learn their technique. We're calling it the Fieri technique after all. Now, before we move on and listen to some more lovely Haydn, let's just take a moment and just do a little bit of gentle unpacking as to what we've just done, because the focus for this week's teaching in your sectional rehearsals tomorrow, Wednesday, and the double length director's cut on Thursday will be all about that Kyrie. So, of course, you heard so many Haydnian, I hate to use the word tropes because it implies that they're tired, but so many figures that are both new and yet familiar at the same time. I think I saw Judith say in the live chat, you know, it sounds like I know it already, even though I've never heard it before. And there's so many patterns, so many shapes that have Haydn's identity stamped in them. And that, in a sense, makes things much easier to learn, because once you recognize the pattern that he's showing you, that he's asking you to sing, it will be easier, perhaps, than some of our recent sessions on a work that shall not be named. It's also very much worth noting that when things look like they're getting difficult, chances are it's a soloist's line, and these parts are marked in, hopefully clearly enough in your score. If not, it's definitely worth spending a few moments with, if you're using a digital score with a digital device like your finger or a pencil or similar. And of course, if you've got a printed version, just to highlight where it's solo and where it is tutti. Sometimes, given that this is Haydn at the end of his career, he's showing off, I think, a little bit and dovetailing moments where the solo and the tutti overlap, and that continues throughout the work. It's also worth noting all of these dynamics, which are much more subtle and much more graded than the stuff that he wrote towards the kind of beginning and middle of his career. It's also very much worth noting the drama here. As H.G. Robbins Landon said, there's so much drama, it rolls forwards like a river, and that's a really good way of putting it. We're not in a rush with this movement. We're going to extract every last bit of drama, every last bit of pathos, and there's so much beauty to be enjoyed in that movement. So that is the Kyrie for this week. Let's have a look. Let's listen on, because of course, if you're joining us tonight and you're not sure whether to join us, well, Haydn's music is the best way to convince you. So let's look on at the Gloria in Excelsis. Now, this is a work in actually 3 parts. We've got a vivace assai, we've got an allegretto and an allegro spiritoso, which we're going to listen to now. Let's have the first section. The vivace assai starts in the PDF on page 12 and continues to the end of page 16. Obviously, if you're using your own paper score, your page numbers will be different. It is worth, though, having a look at the PDF that we've shared, because you'll notice some red markings in the PDF, and that's because for the first time, but not the last time, we've actually gotten hold of the score that the Fieris used, and so all the markings in this score are Josh's markings, which he then passed on to the Fieri singer. So you're going to be able to see exactly where the Fieris took breaths and how they shaped phrases. There's not a huge number of markings, but when they're there, they're useful. So let's pick things up on page 12, the beautiful, beautiful solo. And this is a relatively short section with alternating really between solos and chorus, and lots and lots of fun for us. So here we go, everyone, from the beginning of the Gloria. Let's enjoy.
Gloria in excelsis Deo, in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis, in excelsis Deo, in excelsis Deo, in excelsis Deo, in excelsis Deo. Et in tenor pax omnia
it just gets better, doesn't it? What a delightful little movement. And again, you can just hear the Haydn just pushing on the boundaries of the classical era. Remember that the Romantic era, which was just round the corner, had massive amounts of flexible tempo, flexible dynamics. Everything became flexible to serve the needs of the emotions. And you can hear Haydn with all of these different tempi, these different feels to really bring out the meaning of the words. This is proto-romantic music, and so many lovely, lovely little touches. I love at the top of page 13, that section, at first 3 or 4 bars of page 13, where the harmonic language sort of speeds up a little bit, in very much in the Baroque style, before he takes us elsewhere. We've got the by now the almost compulsory unison lines, beautiful flowing sections, absolutely stunning. I can't wait to start teaching this. Well, they're all gorgeous. And again, everyone gets something nice to do. That's the thing about Haydn. He writes in such a way that is aware of the choir's needs. He doesn't give people boring lines. If you're singing in a Haydn piece, you're going to have fun. Now, the work continues. This is the second part of the Gloria, the Allegretto. Oops, and it's still playing. My apologies. The Allegretto, which starts off as a work for soloists, and then has a little section at the end. It was not so little actually, where the choir comes in for to answer them on Qui tollis peccata mundi. So let's have a listen to our next section, Allegretto, on page 17. This is the second chunk of the Gloria, and of course we'll break the movements up into these chunks so you don't have to try and capture an entire track of 12 minutes in length. So here we go, everyone. Let's let the Fieris impress us with their beautiful solo singing. Enjoy. This is the top of page 19 if you're following along. Now, you'll remember a few minutes ago, I was talking about how this beautiful work takes us on a real emotional journey, and also through the different eras of Western classical music. And there is so much in there that is Baroque, so much in there that Bach and Handel would have listened to and gone, yes, I approve of that. The top of page 20, the Qui Tollis, where that comes in, as that develops, the top of page 21 in our score through Mundi Miserere, Miserere, is going to be exquisite when sung by Choir of the Earth. And of course, we're going to produce the a cappellas because, well, having started, I think it's something that marks us out as very, very special. When we learn a work, we have the option of producing just the choir singing on their own, because we just take the organ part out, and what you're left with is something very special. I confidently predict the a cappella for that particular chunk is going to be astonishing. And that last page, page 24, that Miserere Nobis, absolutely glorious, not just to listen to, but very much to sing. Now, the last section of the Gloria is Allegro Spiritoso, as you would expect. Quoniam tu solus sanctus, Amen, in Gloria Dei Patris, Amen. This is, it's fabulous fun. It really, really is. It's going to take a rehearsal, I think. This is why we're splitting the Gloria into two, the Vivace and the Allegretto. The first two chunks will be a rehearsal unto themselves. And the Quoniam tu solus sanctus, this Allegro Spiritoso, it starts on page 25, is going to be a rehearsal all of its own. Just to say, we've taken the time. So let's enjoy this Quoniam tu solus sanctus, starting at the top of page 25. Have fun. Here we go.
Quoniam tu solus sanctus, tu solus Dominus, tu solus Altissimus Iesu Christe, solus Altissimus Christus Iesus Christe, Iesu Christe,
fun. Oh my goodness me. Oh, I'm so looking forward to getting stuck into this piece. I really, really am. Again, more Baroque beauty in the form of that fugue, that musical conversation, and so many Haydnian features that you think, okay, it's one of these. It's one of these chord sequences that takes us somewhere we're expecting. It feels so satisfying to sing these patterns when they come round because we recognize them, but quite often he'll treat it slightly differently. So although it's familiar territory, it's like going for a walk in an area that you know really well and spotting something new every time you go. It's just a delight. And enjoying the sounds of our soloists beyond measure, really. It occurs to me, maybe to those of you who haven't sung with Choir of the Earth before and you're sitting there marveling at these wonderful singers, bearing in mind usually when you begin a piece and you start working your very first rehearsal, well, you're not going to hear the soloists or the final accompaniment for weeks, maybe months in the future. We start with an incredible performance put together by the very, very best organists and singers and sometimes orchestras in the world. And what we then do is we learn to the professionals. And so you will become a better singer for taking part in our course. You can't fail to grow in confidence as a performer with your sight reading, with your ability to phrase. If you sing along with a professional, you will learn from them. So I think we've got time for one, maybe two more sections. We're getting quite a way ahead of ourselves, but it's the launch. And I want to play as much of this as I can for you. So let's have a listen to the Credo, which we'll be looking at in 4 weeks' time, beginning the learning for the Credo in week 4 of the course. And this begins on page 32. This is the first section, marked Vivace, which is very quick. And again, what you'll notice here is actually it fluctuates between very, very fast and then majestic, which is maestoso, which you'll see on page 33. And this is, well, it's a lot of fun. It's got lots of chanting kind of sections, which you'd expect from the Creed, both unison and in what we call a homophonic texture, where we sing chords. So far less in terms of fast moving, interweaving lines, and far more steady, solid, and kind of trustworthy singing, which is what you'd expect from the Creed. So everyone, this is Credo, page 32, and you are the first people outside of a tiny handful on the team to hear this. Here we go.
Credo in uno in unum Deum. Credo in unum Deum divinum Deum. Patrem omnipotentem, factorem cieli et terrae, visibilium omnium, et in
So this is this majestic tempo. Here we go.
et patrem eternis.
There we are. The incredible sounds of the organ at St George's, Hanover Square, played by the incomparable Richard Gowers, the voices of the Fieri Consort. That is a taster of the delights to come over the next 8 weeks. There's still huge amounts of music to enjoy. We've had 5 of the 12 sections this evening, and so what will follow is 3 more sections of the Creed, the Sanctus, which is gorgeous, the Benedictus, which is fast and fun, and the most beautiful Agnus Dei, which finishes with a big smile on your face, as you would hope from Papa Haydn, whose music fills you with such joy. I think it's fair to say there's very few composers out there who can make you smile, can make you chuckle like dear old Papa Haydn. So if you've enjoyed tonight and you aren't yet part of Choir of the Earth, or you haven't sung with us for a while, come on in, come and sing with us. There is so much beautiful music to enjoy. Cutting edge technology where you can learn the music with the score on screen. We've got all sorts of exciting things coming in that department where you will be able to have the score in your hands, hopefully in the next few weeks. We're going to have such a great time on this course, and we'd love to invite you to be part of it. When you hear that recording, all that's missing is the thousands and thousands of voices of Choir of the Earth singing together, filling in where the Fieris have led so beautifully for us. And I can think of no better way to spend these dark months of the year, certainly those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, than learning this beautiful music. So do please sign up if you haven't done so. If you're new to the choir, you can get a free month with the code WELCOME1 when you sign in at choiroftheearth.com. Everyone else, well, I'm so excited to start these sectional rehearsals this week. Please keep an eye out, as always, for your emails from us, as we'll tell you when things like the Fieri singing lessons are available. Please do consider coming along to, if you've enjoyed the Haydn, I mean, you want to sing Haydn, come and sing the Nelson Mass with us. It's an extraordinary work. It really is, and we'd love to have a great big choir at each of these incredible venues. And of course, only a tiny number of places remain for Esterhazy. You can come and sing the Haydn Nelson Mass in the hall where Haydn lived and worked for so many years. It's an incredible palace. It's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and we'd love you to come and join us. Just a couple of places left. Make sure you grab yours when you can. And otherwise, everyone, I'll see you at your sectionals in the next few days. Of course, we're on the road now with Haydn, and can't help but smile about it. Take care, everyone. Look forward to seeing you soon. All the very best. Bye.